Happy lunch hour, guys. All right. Well, I wanted to show you kind of what's going on because a couple of you guys were asking about it on the live stream last night. And I was mentioning building the garage and what I'm doing in there and putting in a indoor greenhouse, if you will. And somebody had asked, why don't I just put a greenhouse outside? Well, let me show you. This is what I deal with. This is the backyard, okay? And obviously we are in the fall, so we get beautiful color and everything like that. I've got trees everywhere. There's a canopy here that I have no way of getting sunlight to. Now, if you look there in the back, or the back of the picture at least, you'll see those two gardens, which are where there is enough sun. That whole space is the pond, smokehouse obviously, and then you can see one garden just behind the smokehouse, and if I step over here, you can look way out on the far end there, and you can see my large garden. The only open space I have in the whole yard is up there in the front, and basically you can tell where sun comes in because that's where grass is growing, or weeds, if you will. But that is where my leach field is. And I certainly don't want to be putting a greenhouse over my leach field, and just in case I ever have a septic system, because if you guys know, you put a high tunnel in or something like that, those things will cost you $10,000-15,000 plus a lot of work and everything. And I've got enough garden space out here to provide a decent amount of food for me and Mrs. P. Now, the solution that I have, because come January, end of January, we're all going to be starting to do our seed starting again. The solution I've come up with for getting the seeds out of the house is going into the garage. So this is what I've got going on. I'll get inside here. Hopefully it's not too dark. Okay. But here's where we are with the garage right now. And obviously I haven't got to the point of putting walls on or anything, but we have put the pegboard on the side of the garage that will be the shop side. And then this has been my project that I've been telling you about lately, is building workbenches. And so what I'm going to do next is build, step over some wood here, is build I'm going to back up so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm against the front wall. And where all this wood is right here, mind you, the garage is 24 feet deep. I am going to build a 4-foot by 12-foot table on casters right there where this pile of wood is, just to the left of the French drain hose. Okay. That way, and when I had this built, I had them put outlets right in the ceiling here for this, so I can put my grow lights in, plug them into the ceiling so I don't have cords running all over the place. And I will put the grow lights on pulleys so I can lower them down to just above seedlings or to however big they need to be. Now, of course, people are going to wonder why I'm doing it in the garage. I don't have a big house. I don't have a ton of space. There is no basement. The big reason for building the garage is we needed storage space. I mean, I kid you not when I say the only closets in my house are the bedroom closets. The place where all my tools are right now is in a little 6x6 room that houses my water heater, my electrical panel, everything like that. And the other small room is where the washer and dryer are. That's it. There's no storage to speak of. So we needed something that had an attic, somewhere where I could put shelves in. And the spare bedroom is where I've been using for my seed starts. And of course, that becomes a pain in the ass because then you're running up and down stairs with trays of seeds and all this sort of stuff. So hence the reason for bringing out to the garage. Now, the question, of course, comes, and we go here. It's not insulated, right? No, and I'm not planning on insulating. There's no insulation behind the pegboard either. Okay. So I have no intention of insulating the garage whatsoever. This is Tennessee. I mean, it gets cold here. We will get temperatures down maybe a couple of days during the winter in the teens. We will get some days in the 20s, but usually it's above freezing for a decent amount of time. The point of what I'm going to do here, and I'll show you guys as I get this stuff going, but the point of what I'm going to do here is I'll build a tray on top of the ceiling, 2x4s or whatever it is, that's 4x12. And from there, I will be able to hang heavy plastic sheeting. That will entrench this all as a greenhouse. It'll give me the greenhouse effect. Now, how are you going to keep it warm? I was able to find a little greenhouse space heater that will heat up to 80 square feet. Okay, well, you figure, what do I have? I have 48 square feet. That should be fine. I know we'll get into cubic feet and all this sort of stuff, but they measured it out by square feet, and I'm fine on that. But that should be enough, at least for my seed starts, to get them outside, where, of course, I'm not hauling dirt in the kitchen like y'all get on me every year. You're doing it on Mrs. P's kitchen table. She's going to kill you. She's never happy about it, but she lets me do my thing. I got a good wife, so there's no question there. But at least that way I can bring it out here in the winter, start my seeds outside, and then the other advantage once I get this built is, should we have any sort of fallout situation, if you will, I will have something pre-made that is covered, pre-made, that I can keep anything off of it, and I may be able to grow a very minimal amount of food in the garage here, as long as I've got electricity. But we doink, y'all know what those are. Okay, there's my electricity. So that's kind of the point. I mean, if I need to, I could overwinter pepper plants in here. I could grow tomatoes or something. It ain't going to be enough to feed you, and certainly on 48 square feet. But I may be able to grow some sort of food over the winter in here. But right now, the purpose is for seed starting, et cetera, get it out of the house, and a way to do it indoors where it's protected from weather and critters. Basically, if you really wanted to get into it, it's kind of like building an indoor cold frame is what I'm doing. So y'all had asked about that last night on the live stream, and you guys keep asking me what the progress is on the garage. So, this is where I am. I'm building workbenches and tables before I get the wood up. So, all right, guys, I'm getting to work. Have a good one. Pinball out.